Hey guys, Dobby back at you with another story. Once upon a time, in the misty foothills of the Pacific Northwest, there lived a man named Elias Carl. Elias was a grizzled logger in his late 50s, the kind of guy who preferred the quiet company of ancient cedars over people. He spent decades carving trails through the dense Olympic National Forest, but one crisp autumn evening in 2018, everything changed. Elias was out checking his trap lines near a remote creek called Whispering Hollow. The sun had dipped below the ridgeline hours ago, leaving only a faint purple glow in the sky. His old Ford truck rattled along the rutted logging road until the engine started coughing. He pulled over, muttered a few choice words, and grabbed his flashlight and rifle just in case. As he popped the hood, a strange silence fell over the woods. No owls hooting, no branches snapping under deer hoofs. Even the creek seemed to hold its breath. Then he heard it, a low rumbling whoop that echoed through the trees like a freight train in the distance. It wasn't a bear. Bears didn't sound like that. This was deeper, almost sorrowful. Elias froze, flashlight beam cutting through the fog. That's when he saw the eyes, two glowing amber orbs, reflecting his light from about 8 feet off the ground, maybe 30 yards away, half hidden behind a massive Douglas fir. The figure stepped forward. It was huge, easily 9 feet tall, with shoulders broader than any man Elias had ever seen. Shaggy reddish brown fur covered its body like a worn out bearskin rug, matted with pine needles and moss. Its face was strangely human, wide-set eyes, a heavy brow ridge, and a mouth that seemed to twist into something between curiosity and warning. Massive hands hung at its sides, fingers thick as branches. The creature's chest rose and fell, slow, powerful breaths that misted in the cold air. Elias's heart hammered against his ribs. He had heard the stories loggers whispered around campfires about the old man of the woods, but he laughed them off. Now here it was, staring right at him, not charging, not growling, just watching. The Bigfoot tilted its head, nostrils flaring as it took in his scent. Then it raised one enormous arm and pointed not at Elias but toward his truck. A second later, a rock the size of a softball sailed out of the darkness and clattered against the engine block with a metallic thunk. The creature let out another deep whoop, almost like a chuckle, and stepped back into the shadows. Elias didn't move for a full minute. When he finally did, his hands were shaking so badly he could barely close the hood. The truck started on the first try this time. As he drove away, he glanced in the rearview mirror for just a second. He thought he saw a massive silhouette standing on the ridge, outlined against the rising moon, watching him go. He never told anyone the full story, not his wife, not his buddies at the tavern. But every fall after that, when the leaves turned gold and the fog rolled in thick, Elias would leave a small offering by the side of Whispering Hollow Road, a fresh loaf of bread, a couple of apples, and a can of cheap beer. And every year the offerings were gone by morning. Sometimes there'd be a single enormous footprint pressed in the soft earth nearby, 14 inches long, with 5 clear toes. Elias still hikes those woods. He says the forest feels different now, more alive, like something ancient is keeping an eye on him. And on quiet nights when the wind carries that low, rumbling whoop through the trees, he just smiles, raises his coffee mug in a silent toast, and whispers, Thanks for the warning, old friend. Thanks for listening, guys. Putting up with my speech impediments and my Shatner-esque pauses. Remember to like, subscribe, and share. Thumbs up, thumbs down, never floats you both. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.